Hi everyone, this is Susie Kwan. This is my what I have learned in Railroads Online series. As after I left the last recording, I got sick, and I was sick for Christmas and afterwards until about yesterday, and I thought I'd try doing this video. Several things I've done since the last time. If you look at this map, you'll see these little T's. Those are teleporters, and what they are is these little buildings, these telegraph offices. So, anyhow, I went around and placed a few of those to make it easier to get around. Also, some of the areas that aren't developed quite yet, like the iron ore mine. Well, not so much the iron ore mine, but the smelter, which was going to be next to get to, have tracks already laid out down at the actual terminus there. And also I put a bridge across here, somewhere in here. I think it's right about in there. But anyhow, that might be a little bit further up. But anyhow, I did a few things to help out with the video. But as far as track laying goes, this is the way we're going to go right here. A lot of people come down this way and they go off to the right. To the left. And then there's others that go off to the right, and then all they've done is put a bunch of bridges in there, and I'm not much of a bridge person. And, and the other thing is I got the Climax engine during a little bit of time after I had made the last recording. And then, okay, so what they do is they come down here, and right about this point, they either go left around this hump right here, go left, or they go right. Well, the right goes upwards right away, so anyhow, they come down through here, and they start drifting off to the right over there to get to the iron mine. So what I do is I come down through here, try and stay along this edge right here, and then loop around. And then when you get down in here, it starts to sink down a little bit, so you end up with this pretty high track. You can either put it in, and then it comes across through here. You can either put it in a steel bridge. I don't think the wooden ones would work. And then you come down through here, or the stone wall track. Okay, so this comes down, and the thing I did was, when making grades, my normal would be no more than 3%. Okay, that was the set value. But my maximum would be 4%. So I can do, it gives me a little fudge room there. So then you come down through here with the track, and it kind of loops around. I should probably just lay it and show you what I'm talking about, and that way you know. But there's a set of little markers here that are kind of natural. Right here, I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. This little hump right here, it's like connects two bridges. and it goes down and into the it loops around this way, and it goes down into the smelter. I don't know if you can see that smelter snack in the distance. No, it's not there yet. But anyhow, it comes down through here, and then it loops around, and you split a track off right here to go to the back side of the smelter. And it's right about here somewhere. After you get some of these trees cleared out, it makes more sense. Anyhow, the smelter's right there. You can see the smoke. And there's a track that I already laid. So this track will end up going straight. But first we have to get a bunch of cordwood here to get the smelter started. But we also need to go to the iron mine to get this pile over here started, so that we can make the metal products on the back side of this. So you can't build this track any further than that, so you kind of have to break your trains up. So what you have to do here is you have to have some sort of, this one can extend back, but this one here needs to go out, and then you got to have some storage tracks over here. Also, once you get that going, there's a little bit of a grade right here. You can see it starting right now. And you follow this up to the top, and this ain't gonna happen real quick because this thing is so slow. I wish we had developer's speed. But it follows all the way up. This is a big curve right in here. It goes up this grade. Now this is the developer's way of doing things, I guess. That's what I was told anyhow. And you get up here. Now the trouble with going this way, there ain't a whole lot of trouble with it, but it has a tendency to be too low for the crossing that I made up ahead. You'll see it here in a bit. You can see part of it right there. There, that's the bridge back in there. So this comes up. It's probably a 3.5% grade coming up through here. And then you try to swing this as wide as you can. And follow this little divot right here that goes through. And then the tracks turn in and go to the bridge. Well, this bridge here is set with, I don't think there's any incline to it. I think it's level. Let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, that's a level. Otherwise it would have a slight curve to it going upwards to show the grade. Okay, so the whole thing is I have to use my maximum grade from this point inward to get up to the iron mine, or at least up to the top of the hill, to where it loops back and comes back this way across here, because up here is where the actual grade to the mine is. So the track will follow right along the edge of this and go up here. And of course it starts way down there somewhere. But this comes off and you can see it starting to form a shelf right here. Now I'm sure the developers put this in here for a reason, but I've seen other guys do it. And what they do is, some of them go the whole way on a metal bridge situation. I just go up here and try to find the spots that stay barely within my grade. So my grade's going to try and be 3% at the max on this particular point. So this goes up right here. So what I do is I come around here and go on the outside of this and build a bridge around this until I can get to the point. You build it all the way around here until you get to the point of where it'll come back to the level of the grade. This is still too high right here, so you're coming all the way around here with a bridge. And then, see, this is going back down again, so you can hook it back up right about here to get back onto the... And then that's all dependent on how the grade goes going from that one point that I showed you up. But anyhow, that takes you to the iron mine. And the iron mine is right here. Hopefully you can hear me. So the shelf ends up right here. And so you run tracks up through here. You get one going down around here. I place my single track through here and try to line it up with that patch right there as best I can, because if you go back and stand on the patch, see, there's the scoopers, and you can get them to come down and they'll spit out something when there's ore up there. There's none there right now, so they're not going to spit out anything. But as you can see, I'm looking straight up, and it's pretty much in line, so you have to keep all this in mind when you're building this stuff. Also, I never said anything about, let's take a piece of track just so we have something to demonstrate with. Okay, so you got this piece of track, you got the construction menu, and that shows you the different buttons and stuff that you're going to use to make that track perform the way you want it to. Like it says N and B are your rotate keys, so N's going to rotate it this way and B's going to rotate it this way. And that's dependent on the grid. So when you do the grid, if you look, it says edit construction grid, it's E. With each press of a button you get, okay, there's 10, 100, 1, and then watch this, 10, 50, 100. So you got to watch what you're doing there. This will move at a grid, or a degree at a time. Then you go to 10. It's just like when I talked about it before, I believe. So now you got rotate in 10 degrees. And here you got it in 50 degrees. A lot more distance there. And then this is 100 degrees. So if you're not sure what you want to do, you look up here and look in your screen, see if you can find the thing that you're wanting to use to make the track change. Okay, the other thing is if you don't have the track set down just yet, you're not going to be able to do some of these things. Okay, there's no place new point. Well, I use a number pad, so I use the start key on the number pad to place it. Now, when you place it, you have the ability to either go straight, and this, I've shown you this before, left or right. This is going right, and this is going left. It shows you your length of your segment. Okay. Up. Now to bring it back to 0, that puts it in straight mode. And then you can control the up and down with your bracket keys. So you got that up and down going on right there, the grade. Incline they call it, but it's a grade. Then by the length of this, it tells you how many meters you're going straight forward or how big your section of track is. Then C does your circle and your circle mode, which we're in right now because it's got the check mark up there. But when you go out of it, there's no check mark. There's no other, like, grade. All right, we got grade, but you don't have the rest of the factors that are involved in curves. Because this is a free, sorry about that. This is a freelance curve. So if you go in here and move it over here, you can take the tip of that and move it with N and B. So, and you're changing the curve right there. And then that's also dependent on the grid. So, like if I go to 50 now, watch that thing go now. See, it really goes. If I go to 100, it's even more. And then I go back to 1, and it's just little minute degree changes. So I normally leave it at 10 so that it's easier to work with, I think. Anyhow, then if you hit your end construction key, it'll take you out of that. And you can do that anytime you've done something. It's just like closing a window or something. It's the same idea. Anyhow, so we're going to need to build tracks up to here. Tracks to the smelter. Or away from the, well, to it and away from it. And we already got to start here. And this is going to go up by like 3%, I think. Also, maybe 3.5%, this one does. As you come out here, it stays pretty flat. And then it'll go up. So anyhow, that's what we're going to be doing eventually here. I kind of did some of those off stream so that I could get it done without a lot of hassle. Because some of the stuff you do for the stream is a bit of a hassle to keep watching and so on and so forth. Where if you just got in and did it, it takes less time. It's, it's not a big hassle as far as that goes. It's just more of a hassle than what you normally would have. But other guys come down that hill that I showed you, and they come off up here. And they circle around here, and they're not getting to they come down through here, and they get past. They're up on a hill past the smelter, so they have to go all the way back around and come down with a really faint grade, where mine's a little bit steeper, but it's still within reason for the Climax, because that's the engine I use. I don't use the other ones. I just have more fun with it. That's all there is to it. So they come around here, and anyhow, where ours would go would be right down through here. Now, let's see if I can get back to that cut here. Yeah, this is it here. So, anyhow, the more you use this, okay, this is my theory. It might not be everybody, but it's mine. Oh, we're still down too far. Okay, but if you use, the more you use the center not center. What the hell is it called? Circle mode. Uh, when you use circle mode, the track is more accurate. It doesn't have irregularities in it. Very rarely does it. And also with the circle mode, you can create easements if you want to. I'm not going to do that, but because this isn't a really high speed line or anything. But the curves, they got a minimum at 30 because that's probably the best or the minimum that the trains will actually handle. And that non-circle mode can twist that thing really tight. Just advise not using it. Okay, so what you do, you get in here and I picked this one here because it always works. The other one, somehow, it doesn't work all the time. Okay, so we go into circle mode, and then we go to the left, and we'll make that go 100. Let's try 100. Okay, it's best to stand back behind this. Okay, so we're going to have to go a little bit more. Let's see how this goes here. Stand behind the end of the track. Okay, so let's go a little bit more. That's 80. That looks more like it. Okay, and then we're going to want to go down a little bit. That puts it right on the ground. And that looks like it's... Let's go to 79 and see how that goes. 79, come on, 79. And then we pick it up again and then straighten this out. And when you get into 900, you gotta slow down because that's getting close to the zero marker. So you pick this, okay, so we need to bring it up, make it level, and we'll put it right about there. In fact, it's gonna go up a little bit. Now, what we've created there is a little sag in the track by doing that. I think we can get through with this. Let's go to 60. Oh yeah, and if you get closer to the end, you can get better accuracy. Okay, put it down again, and we're going to go through circle mode. When you get towards 100, you can slow down on what's going on there. Okay, this probably should have been brought back a little bit more. Yep, it should have. Okay, let's get that out of there and cut this one short. We'll bring it to where it's just going into the snow. It's all trial and error. There's no master plan on how this all works. I don't think so anyhow. If there is, nobody's told me about it. Okay, we'll put it there. Go into circle mode and straighten this out. Okay, we said we wanted to go just up to the snow. Actually, right about here, probably about 40 meters would be it. I keep them rounded off. Okay, now let's go to the circle track. Okay, this stays pretty level till about right there, and then it starts to go down, as you can see. So let's put this at 35. And connect that back up. And then we'll tighten this up a little more, because it's got to go off to the left. And we're going to go down. That's a 1% grade. Make that 20. That may be too much. Oh, maybe not. And we'll hook that back up again. Put a short straight in there. So we need to go back up. I'll put 6 in there. Now we gotta go the other direction. And, you know, I'll probably end up tearing this up and putting it down again. Okay, I'm stuck in a track. You hit the jump key and off, and there you go. So 30 meters is too small a diameter. Let's get this tightened up a little bit. There we go. And we'll go down half a degree. And like I said, try to stay on the edge so you can look down it to see where you're going to end up. Okay, 43 might do it. And we're back to the straight track again. And we're going to start dropping here. And I just bring this out. I'm going to go to 10. Now I'll drop it. That's 2 meters. Now we're going to get some high looking track, but there's not much we can do about it. Sorry about my sounding stuffy and everything, but it's just part of getting over the flu or whatever I had. Okay, and now I'm going to go another half down. I'm going to keep reducing this grade so that it comes down to 3.5. Now this is going to go all, it's going to go off to the left here. For some reason, the tree's got a lot of focus. I'm going to go down to 3 on this. And I think right here is probably where we're going to start the track with the wall. $24, that was good. Okay, so we get back in our menu, go down here, and if you just pick it, it's automatically got rails selected, but if you choose to have just ballast, it's just a plain wall, there's no rails in it. So, anyhow, there's that. I'm stuck in a track again. Yeah, this is way too tight. Okay, and I'm going down to 3.5. This is going to get really kind of ridiculous in here, but you have to do something. I mean, I've seen some really ridiculous track. The trees just get in your way constantly. So we want to make it come down through here. Problem is, I think we should have started that grade a lot sooner. Okay, let's do that. See what I mean? You're going to tear up, you're going to put down track and then tear it up. Wait till we get over to going to the mine. I probably won't even show that. I'll probably just do it and let you see the results of my work. Okay, so we need to get rid of the rails as they are and just start at 3% right away. If we can do that. Okay. I laid, once you cross the river, I laid the other side at 4%, and I'll tell you, it was a rough going. I couldn't tell what to do that bridge at, so I guessed at it as best I could, on the older tracks that I had, or older layouts I had. Ah, darn it. I gotta go back in again. Can't see that blink when it's winter time. Okay, let's see how this does. That's at 3.5, so that's too much. Okay, that's 2.5. Now let's bring this in a little bit to about 70. Maybe a little tighter than that. Let's see what 3% looks like on it. It's still above the ground, so let's do it to 50. And then we'll bring this down to 3.5. We may have to go to 4%, huh? I just don't know. It's hard to stay in line with that. And then, another thing, once you get it laid, then you'll end up tearing it up again to take and straighten some of the track out that looks ridiculous. So, you know, it's trial and error. That's all there is to it. I guess that's the fun of it, you know. So we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna make this 25. Hook it back up. Get it to curve the opposite way. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Make it straight. We're still at 3.5. I'm trying to keep as close to the side of the mountain as I can. Excuse me. So it doesn't look so ridiculous. Okay, let's go to 60. Okay, now we're going to curve off to the right. I don't think this is going to work right here because it's in the snow. Just don't know. We didn't turn soon enough, so this piece here isn't going to work. How do we have it at 60? Yeah. See how far we can go before we have to. And I think that's about it. Let's go down to 90. Stop it there. And then hook it back up. Oh, wait. We want to go with the wall now. See, that's a little better. But still doesn't want to go down this way. That's 30. 30, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. See if it'll do it at 40. Yeah, it looks like it will. Now this is where the track starts getting ridiculous. In fact, I can't even get the track to move. So I'm going to bring it back to about 60. Okay, now we jump, and then we hook this back up again, and we go straight with it. It's still at 3.5, but it really gets hard to do this. Because you can't tell where you want to stop it at so you can get the curve going. I'm pretty sure this is where, yeah, this is it. So this is a straight. I'll bring it to 32, 32. And to do this, you have to go back up and hop back onto the track. So that's clean over here. Yeah. And we can walk the whole way through here. This is good solid track. But once we start laying again, it'll, not this part, but the other part will. It'll be soft. Okay, so now I want to go this way. And 30 is probably way too much for this turn. Get up on the hill here so I can see it. Yeah. We're still at 3.5. This gets kind of ridiculous. Let's make it there. 60. I'm pretty sure it'll go right in here. Okay, we're getting kind of mixed up here. And like I said, this is trial and error. You ain't gonna get it the first time every time. Unless you're some kind of genius. And this is hard to do when it's above your head. There. Let's see if we can, yeah. Okay, so somewhere along here we're going to start building bridges. But I'm not sure where. I'm going to straighten this out. See, we need to go over this way. See if I can get it to go that way. And it's still on a... I just didn't want to go 4%, but I may have to. Because this is kind of strange right in here, how they build it. God, that means I gotta go all the way back up there. I did that the last time I built these tracks through here. I had to go really ridiculous with the track. First of all, there's trees in the way, so you can't see what you're building. And if you cut them all down, then you're going to have these big, gigantic gaps in the trees. And you don't necessarily want that. I was trying to keep some aesthetics going, but I may have to do it differently. Okay, so here we go. And we want to go this way. And we want to drop down to 4%. Okay, 30's too much. So let's go to 40. And I don't know why it does that, but I'm going to stop it at 60. And come down through here. Straighten it out. Wow, that's really high. I probably should have done that sooner. Okay. So anyhow, rather than waste your time watching me build this, I'll get it built and let you see the results of it. And because you know exactly what I'm doing. I mean, I've shown you all the little controls you need and so on and so forth. One thing I did want to show you though, because I don't think I've ever mentioned it. Let's put the map on. Go to the sawmill, because that's where my train is. And there's the climax right there. So, what I want to do is build that track, but I also want to fill this pond with 100 logs. And then I want to get some lumber cars over on that side and collect some lumber for going to the iron mine. But when you do this, okay, you hit the I don't know what the name of that key is, but enter key. That's an enter vehicle key. So upper left corner it says enter vehicle. You hit that, and you go in, and you got a HUD. Okay. So those are all connected with your different aspects of the engine, like whistle, brakes. You let off on them, put them on. The reverser goes forward or reverse, and the regulator is more or less like the throttle, but not necessarily so. So you got that, right? Okay, so when we get out, we hit the negative, or the enter key again, and it takes us out. So then you got cylinder cock. That's a control. This is a brake control. This is a reverser. So you got forward, backwards, and neutral. Now it does show what they do, but when you're doing it, try to look out the windows. Good luck. Okay, there's your sander control, and this is your more or less throttle. So trying to do that, and then you got the lid, whistle. Then you go and load your logs in, like I showed you in the other older video. Click it, move to the right. Click it, move to the left. Okay, so there you go. And now I got logs, and I'm going to get rid of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you can only carry 5 at a time. There you go. So that's why you're always seeing me in the HUD mode, because it's easier. I can see what the vehicle's doing, and I can control it from here. The only thing with it is this mouse right here doesn't always want to be where you want it. It doesn't, you gotta wait for it to show up. I don't know if that's Windows or what. I assume it's Windows, not necessarily the program. So, anyhow, I wanted to show you that, because these things that you do in here can be done. See, we're moving. And then you put the brakes on, but you can't tell where you're at because you're inside this cab. So I always like to do it from out here. So anyhow, with that, I'm going to end this video and hope you learned something. And I appreciate you coming and looking, and nobody's made any comments. You know, if you got a comment, make it. You know, if you like the video, like it. I'm not going to beg you to do it. Just if you want to do that, do it. Appreciate you being here and hope you learned something. And I'll see you next time. Toodles.